What is up, YouTube?
Hi.
Giving honor to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, first and foremost.
Always.
My name is Marcus.
I'm Christian.
And this is Marriage for Dummies
Reacts.
Reacts. And today, we're doing another Charlie Kirk. This one is America built on racism? I mean, it's kind of like all the others we do. Go down, like, subscribe, and we love you. Let's check it out, y'all.
Yeah.
I think that this country's view, especially when we're coming now into DEI and we're coming into defunding of Department of Education, we're coming to taking the Tuskegee Airmen out of being taught.
That has been reversed, just for the record.
Okay.
Tuskegee Airmen.
But there's been multiple other things besides Tuskegee, but also the whole debate on critical race theory, teaching slavery in schools, teaching black history, et cetera, et cetera. These are things that are being targeted specifically when it took years and years to even get them in place. I think that this country is built on using the Bible, not even 100 years ago, to defame and to dehumanize black people. There has been use of the Bible specifically when people used to come into the church and talk about how slaves should obey their masters, and how that's what the whole relationship between white and black people were. I think that this country specifically has a lot of racist rhetoric that is built in, that is not being targeted. I think that.
So let's try to find some common ground. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Can you give me a definition of racism?
Racism, in terms of, I will say, okay, before I
You
give.
use the term,
yes,
so I want to make sure we're
that's
talking
fair.
about the same thing. Is that cool?
Yes, that's fair. I will say that I will state that I am biased because I will be speaking as a black person specifically from the United States of America, and not anywhere
nice.
else.
That'd be nice.
But I would say racism is a discrimination against people of a minority that does not have a. Okay, what is racism? Racism, without using the word.
Can't use the word racism.
Can't use the word. That's I'm trying.
You should know this definition.
A discrimination against a minority class of people in order to create an imbalance in the society or a hierarchy based on something that is undetermined as of color, race, the color of your skin, or maybe even color of your skin.
Can you be racist against Asians?
Yes.
Can you be racist against white people?
I believe that you can have prejudice against white people, but in the way that this country was built and the way that this country has been founded and the way that there are many laws that have taken place, specific like where you were talking earlier with the whole reparations debate, there are many legacies of white people in this country that...
Guys, just... Okay, let's just all take a breath. Gigi's talking.
Which I also would like. I feel like that kind of comes into.
How could you hate
yes,
this man,
we're not
bro?
all from this we're not all from this country. This is a country of immigrants. This is a country of people
So
from
let me
other
give you an
countries.
example.
Yes.
If a group of black individuals, which happens unfortunately so often, say, we want to go beat up whitey, and they go beat up a white person, was that a racist thing that they did?
I would have to ask for further context, but yes. Based off of that,
Cool.
yes.
So, but then let's go back to your definition, because your definition was that it had...
She has to ask for further context for any other...
Dang.
I'm just saying.
Dang.
to be the exercise of power. I'm going to make your definition better for you,
That's
because
fair. That's
the
fair.
exercise of power against a minority group.
Yes.
But in that case, it wouldn't be, because it would be a group of black individuals versus a white individual.
Correct.
So wouldn't a better definition of racism be a human being or institution prejudicing or stereotyping against anybody else because of their race?
I do agree that is a better there's a better definition in terms of how racism is used in society, in terms of setting people behind not having equal amounts of opportunities in these institutions, specifically colleges, jobs, et cetera, hospitals. But that is my point. I feel like in this country, we don't talk about enough, and I think that under this presidency...
Don't talk about what enough?
We don't talk about the history and the impact of long-term racism in this country against minorities.
Can I just press pause?
Yes.
That's all we've talked about the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, but hear me out. 1619 Project. We have entire black dedicated channels on Pluto and Hulu and Netflix. We have reoriented the entire national dialogue to have non-stop race obsession. So I think we've talked about it thoroughly and properly.
So do you think that...
I'm not saying black people are the devil. I'm saying that the culture serves the devil and the ideals serve the devil.
Right.
So and it has Satan in it. So it's going to try to eat up everything.
Yeah.
It wants... The devil is there to kill, steal, and destroy. Yeah. So it has to be.
He wants it all.
Like, so no matter what you give, it's going to go into the void, and it's just going to keep taking. That culture just keeps taking. Yeah. So it's like I need to know inside of I need to be able to read every single white person and any other colored person's brain, and when I read their brain, it needs to say that they are all not racist, and that, you know what I'm saying, that they're all not racist, and that's impossible.
Yeah.
There's no way to do that. It has to be every single one of them, or we have to keep fighting racism.
Yeah.
Somebody said in the comments, the problem with progressivism is that you're always progressing, but you never stop to conserve anything. So essentially, yeah.
I love that.
I look at it like Satan is there to kill, steal, destroy. That's how you know what side is which side. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. One side is willing to come and sit down and talk.
Which is progressivism. Like, yeah, that's wild, man. Yeah. It really is. And the thing is that when something is working properly, it account for that, acknowledge that. But instead, it's just skip past that, fast forward.
That's old.
Let's only look at the old stuff that.
And they start off with the presupposition that the Bible is old and needs to be done with, and they don't look at it and read it and say and see how it correlates with reality and how well the things in the Bible, you know what I'm saying, the commands in the Bible work. They don't look at that. They say they just have this presupposition that it was written by older men in a time where it's old, so they want to get rid of all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'll acknowledge that some Christians do use the Bible improperly as far as race goes. Yeah. But the reality is that that's just not true, though. Yeah. Like, if you read it in full context, I understand. And God doesn't change his characteristics. Yeah. Like, he wouldn't just make a race and then decide, only this one, though. Yeah. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, common sense. You know what I mean? Sure. So, yeah, man. It's wild. It really is. It's sad way to live.
Black people in this country have equal opportunity and are treated equally as white
Absolutely. People. So let me prove it to you, okay? So Gigi and Charlie. What can Charlie do that Gigi can't do?
Okay, I don't know anything. I don't really know much about you. I don't know
Based on the
what
law.
You're capable of.
No, just on the law. What am I allowed to do on the law that you are not allowed to do on the law?
On paper, nothing.
That's equal opportunity and equal treatment, right?
On paper, yes, that is true. Like, I was born under this country. I am a citizen of America. I am an American. I am a black American. I am a follower. I am a child of God. We all are. I 100% stand on that. But I think that basically what I'm trying to get at is I feel like in order for us to have these conversations and to keep having these conversations, we need to have a specific platform that we're able to meet each other on the common consciousness of this society. And I don't think we can have these conversations if we do not understand that black people specifically, because I really can't talk about Asians. I'm not Asian. I can't talk about other people of color. But black people in this country specifically have never had the opportunities to bring themselves back up. When you're talking about the destroyment of the black family, that also came with a big chunk of the Reagan administration, which was forever and whatever ago.
How is it the government's fault of why dads aren't around?
Yeah.
I mean, we could get into the whole, like, the rhetoric of crack babies and crack drug dealers.
But isn't it a decision to take drugs?
Oh, no, 100%.
So, and it's a decision to commit crimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the government didn't do that to them. People decided to take drugs.
That's true.
So here's my contention.
Yo,
So you have a
amen, Charlie.
population that
It's a choice.
dads are not around, that is very, very murderous per population capita, that is very violent, more likely to be involved in gangs. And we, as conservatives look at that and we say, wait a second, like the problem is within the community. The problem is not the government. The problem is not the culture. The problem is not the history. Instead, really what needs to happen is black leadership, black pastors, and black dads need to go into the black community and say, we're better than this.
Yeah.
Cut the killing, cut the violence. Do you know the most?
Amen.
One more point.
I love that.
Who is
So
outside
real.
of heart disease and all that? What is the number one killer of black people in America?
I know about like diabetes, but
Fellow black people.
Yeah, other black people.
A black person is far more likely
That's crazy.
to be killed
It
by
is.
another black person than anything else. Black people
Wow.
are a greater threat to their own people than any other community.
Wow.
So it's not like white supremacists coming into these communities and they're mowing down. It's black on black gang violence.
But that's not okay. I just like to go back to something that you said earlier about like how it has nothing to do with the government. History of black people in this country has everything to do with the government. At one point, the government allowed and pushed and raised forced slavery. That was something that this government did. They made laws in the improvement of segregation. So in terms of the long history, you can't take out the fact that government has played a major institution.
Of course, government
in,
plays a role. Gigi, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
How did that legacy of slavery prevent you from getting to this school and having a great career?
I think that, okay, I'm sorry, I got kind of distracted. Can you please
That's okay.
restate your
So,
question?
Gigi, what I'm trying to do right now, I'm going to give you a warning, is prove that your own life experience is actually at odds with some of the things you're saying. Is that
Yeah,
cool? So
yeah,
here you
continue.
are at the University of Tennessee, correct? You're a student.
Yes,
You have
yes.
the whole world as your oyster in front of you. Yeah. You could study hard. You're going to graduate. You're going to do better than most people in probably the community you came from. Just guessing. I don't know your background, but based on how you're talking. How did the legacy of slavery get in your way?
I will say the legacy of slavery got in my way in the way that I am not a legacy child here. I would say that it got in my way in the way that my parents, my grandparents were not afforded the same, were not at one point even allowed to be on the property of this school. I think that that is one of the things that has gotten into this way.
But you're here. It didn't get in the way.
that's-
So here's the attitude I want you to adopt, Gigi, and I'll close with this. Instead of just looking at everything in the past that's wrong and bad through a victim lens, say, you know what?
It's still going on. Okay,
One sec. Say, you know what?
I'll let you speak.
I'm an American, and I'm going to use my mental energy to say, despite all of that, I get to succeed and flourish and prosper as a
Now.
black American at the University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
You are a living embodiment, Gigi, that you can still succeed as a black individual.
I would just disagree from the simple fact that I feel like there are a lot of barriers, there's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of prejudice just in somebody might look at me and not even assume that I could
How
even
do you
get
know
into
what they're
the
thinking?
universe. I'm not saying that I know what people I don't know what people
just
are
said
thinking.
that.
I'm saying I can assume from prejudices that I know exist in this country.
Hold on a second.
even
I got to
in
go
the
time
same-
out. And you know what?
They exist.
If you walk around here and you go see, this happens all the time, and you see a white boy with the short shorts and kind of acting all, like you might say, he's only there because of his parents.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it happens a lot at these southern schools, right?
Be honest.
I mean, it happened. I mean, I was raised
So
in Michigan.
everybody has to overcome some form of bias, prejudice, or stereotyping.
you
What's
go.
most helpful? Let's stop talking about it so much and talking about how we can apply ourselves to become better people and better citizens. Thank
There
you
you
so
go.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
He always says it so elegantly.
We talking about all of that, and you can change your life in a matter of 3 years and be rich in 5.
yeah,
Like
100%.
like you change your mind and you
But-
could be it's crazy.
The only issue is that I love saying perpetuated now because of this one that one kid. The only thing that is being perpetuated is in the culture, within the culture, that mindset of being stuck in that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing being perpetuated.
Is the mindset.
The mindset of
Yeah.
that you're stuck.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. It's
Yeah.
all because of something else. And it's just what it is. Like, no, that is the only thing that's being perpetuated. And it's sad and it's horrible.
It seems to me that they're just arguing for people who don't want to make nothing out of themselves. Yeah. That's what it seems like to me. And you know why that's so dear to me? Because I used to be in the same shoes. Yeah. I used to be so happy that they were speaking for me. Like that the other side. I used to be on the other side watching liberals saying that this liberal owned this conservative. Yeah. Or Ben Shapiro got shut down with this, you know what I'm saying?
That's so wild.
Yeah, it's crazy to be on the other side.
Look at God.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at God.
On the correct side. But we got.
But that's what happens when you follow the truth instead of only going off of the emotion that you feel while talking about these topics. You know.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'll start off with my credentials since apparently they matter.
Oh, they definitely don't matter.
I'm an 8-year military veteran. I'm a college student. I'm a black woman, and I believe that white privilege exists. So we're going to start with that.
Thank you for your service.
And the reason why white privilege exists is because you guys refuse to acknowledge the history that put people in this position. You want to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist when white people had a upper hand for 250 years to develop generational wealth, and that black people didn't get the right to vote until the 60s, and you're going to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist?
So much.
That sounds like it exists because you guys got the upper hand.
What's funny about that is blacks were doing better during that time.
Why do we always call people blacks?
No, because you did.
Can we just be black people? Can we just be like African Americans or something? Why are we just
the black community? How would you like it said? What makes you feel better on the inside?
Really, anything else other than what you're saying?
Tell me. I'll say how you want it.
Anything else?
I'll package it how you need it. Tell me what makes you feel better.
Literally anything else other than what you're saying.
Okay, anything else. Why is it that anything else, right? In the Jim Crow era, blacks were doing better. Economically, we're outpacing whites under the Jim Crow era than we were doing.
It probably has to do with the fact that we had our own communities before the fucking KKK came and burnt them down.
The KKK were Democrats, but give me a second. So after $22 trillion of government handouts and a black president
after how many years of slavery and 44 white presidents, 44 white male presidents, 97% white male Congress.
So you're actually the reason why people like us can't do well, because they've sold you our oppression and you bought it. Blacks were doing better under the Jim Crow era.
If you acknowledge the oppression of other people, we can heal from it.
No, we can't.
But if you want to ignore it, we won't have anything happen.
That's not how this works. Dialogue and acknowledging things doesn't make us suddenly rich.
Yeah,
that's real.
So there's a question I do want to ask, which I can't seem to get an answer. What can she not do in America that a white person can do? What opportunity? You served in the military. You've made good choices. Yeah. You're getting rewarded for them. You're going to live in the American middle class. What privilege do I have that you don't have that is based on skin color, not on wealth or socioeconomic status? Please.
The fact that you are sitting here with like little to no education trying to talk to people about white privilege is white privilege.
Tell me one thing I said that's wrong, and don't use an argument from authority. Make a good argument.
I have a degree.
I'm
arguing from authority because I'm telling you my life experience.
That's not your life experience.
Name one
really? I'm sorry. Did you live my life?
That means nothing.
Did you live my life?
That's a degree. You're not smarter than him because you have a degree. Just so you know that.
I can't do.
That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole $1.
What? You can't? Why?
Oh my God.
You're trying to tell me in the military women aren't paid the same as men for equal work?
In the military, up until 2 years ago, women weren't even allowed to do most of the jobs that men
Answer the question. You just said you couldn't make $1.
Yeah, we're talking
about
one
topic,
and then you bounce.
Not to mention that people in the military actually get paid a bullshit wage, but we're not going to talk about that.
Now we're moving
on.
Let's
talk about.
Let's talk about
for a second that you want to say that everyone in the military
gets paid
a shitty wage. So that makes it right.
Lie, and they also sell. There's so many different ways they sell you your oppression, and she has purchased all of them today. So right now we are on sexism, right? So she's saying that I can't make a full $1. Yes, you can. If women stop going in,
I bet he got paid more to be here than you did.
Can't even let her talk.
If women stop going into career fields like fashion and Vogue and journalism,
psychology,
and we start going into fields like
engineering,
business, and hard academics,
finance,
we will make the exact same money that men
I love how he's feeding her stuff.
Wage gap is a myth and a lie. It's myth and a lie, okay? It's actually a myth and a lie. I understand that you need to be oppressed, but you have just heard from two black people that haven't purchased their oppression from the Democrat Party. Respect that.
And what frustrates me is you served our country, which deserves to be applauded, and you have lived a life of a victor, and you have the gumption to tell me you're a victim without evidence. You were not able to cite one thing that you cannot do that I can do. If you make good choices, you will get those choices rewarded. And you brought zero evidence except an argument from an authority and an insult to my lack of a college degree, of which I am so proud of because I'm not indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Woo! There you go, Charlie. I love that.
College is a scam.
Yeah, college it really is, man.
Hey, look,
it's so wild.
And if you think that I mean that for everybody, I don't mean that for everyone. Yeah, we need doctors.
You
and
already know
like
doctors, lawyers, those things, of course.
But yeah, but the way that when I was in school, the way that everybody was like, hey man, you don't know what you're gonna do. You need to go ahead and get into college and such and
how
such.
many people do you know around you that the degree that they got, what are they using it?
Yeah.
For real. Like majority of people around you. Are they?
Yeah.
No.
It's
like
crazy.
That's the truth. And the thing is that whenever it is that God has for you to do, it you don't, other than things like lawyer and doctors and things like that, then
you know when you get there, because if you feel like you dragging yourself into a college, signing up to college, and
I don't really know what I want to do. I don't really know what degree to go for.
And then also you got to go into a whole bunch of debt for something that you probably not going to use, bro. It's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah,
it really
I didn't go to college, and and
we're doing pretty daggone good.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah.
And
by following Christ.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
Follow Christ.
Yeah.
Luckily, we didn't get tricked into that.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, next. All right, let's see.
My name is Erin. I'm a student here, and I'm an African American Studies major. But one thing I do agree with that you haven't said tonight is the school choice thing. I do agree that you should be able to go to a school that's outside of your zip code. I went to a great high school. That's exactly why I was able to come here. But my other question is that what are some examples of critical race theory? Because I know another question that another girl came with, she said that she had to learn CRT in her sorority, and what I thought it was is that you should know how to interact with people of other races, because I went to a school where it's mostly Caucasian people, and I had to learn how to interact with other people. So is it something like that, or is it something deeper that we don't really know?
No, it's super simple. So let me just kind of ask you, I bet we agree. Do you support black only dormitories?
Well, when I think of black-only dormitories, I believe that you're talking about maybe HBCUs, because it's mostly black people.
No.
Where are these?
Western Washington University, public school in Washington, has black-only dormitories. Is that something you would support?
I mean, I would probably live in one, but
Wait, so you don't want to live with white people?
I didn't say. I didn't say that, but it's kind of hard sometimes. I have multiple. I have a lot of white friends or whatever, but sometimes it's hard to fit in here.
Well,
when you go here and you're a different color, it's not hard to.
What would you support? White only dormitories?
It's some around here. Not many black people go here, so it technically is white only if you think about it.
No, it's not. No, let me ask you another question.
I don't think anybody here would. Oh, some people might. Support that. I never said I supported any only kind of thing.
That's why I'm asking, right? I think that,
Do you support white only dormitories?
Absolutely not. I think it would be racist.
It's preposterous. I believe that.
And guess what? Black only dormitories are racist too.
I guess so. I might live in one if I could, but I can't, so.
Okay. Well, let me ask you another question. At Columbia University, they have black only graduation ceremonies. Would you support that?
Is it just so are they not able to graduate with the white people? Is that why they can't?
Well, they have a separate ceremony just for black people.
Oh. I guess it's kind of like the separate ceremony when they don't want to go to graduation. They want to do it online. That's how I think of it.
So do you think segregation is evil and wrong?
Black people weren't even able to join sororities here until 2012. So, not the PhD ones.
And was it wrong?
Segregation here. George Wallace stood in front of the doors.
I just know that's not true, and there's.
Okay, when were PhD sororities and fraternities desegregated? 2013. Oh,
so you're trying to tell me that black people were not able to join a fraternity because of the color of their skin?
Do you remember George Wallace too? Segregation now, segregation, for all, forever.
That's what
happened as well.
That's what you're espousing when you say that black-only graduation ceremonies or dormitories.
Black-only graduation ceremonies are the least of our problems, least of yours. Do you think that you'll be able to go to a HBCU and have this same turnout and have these same people? Let me tell you.
I would hope so, but I mean.
So what would you say to them?
But here's the thing. I'm sorry, what?
What would you say to room full of black people about critical race theory?
You know what I would say? I'd say your skin color means nothing. You're made in the image of God.
You're right. But I completely agree. But I can tell you right now, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, but I have been going here for 3 years. I'm a junior. I have I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I have most definitely faced racism and prejudice no matter what I believe in, and it's just really hard to sit up here and listen to people come up here and say, oh, I don't want to learn CRT. It's just making you able to interact with other types of people. I have no problem.
No, it's not. So let me just tell you. So at the Georgia public schools in Atlanta, they put black sixth graders in one classroom and white sixth graders in another classroom. Is that evil?
I've never seen. Can you show me a video of those kids?
Atlanta segregation of public schools.
Well,
it was national news.
Not to interrupt. I have family members that go to schools in these areas, and I also have people who live in redlining districts where they can't go to good schools.
Do you support segregation?
No, I do not.
Okay, we agree. Therefore, black-only dormitories and black-only graduation ceremonies and putting sixth graders in one classroom based on skin color or the other, those are outgrowths of CRT.
So tell me, give me an example of what critical race theory is. That was my first question.
I'll be happy to tell you. So critical race theory is an emphasis at saying skin color matters, that the color of someone's skin is important in judging the value of the human being.
I get that, but if you were teaching a class that is like that was talking about critical race theory, we were all sitting here.
Yes.
What would your lecture be? Like, tell me what are your points? Like, who is this author that you're reading?
Herbert Marcuse, and an author by the last name of Spinoza, wrote a book called One-Dimensional Man in the 1960s. Herbert Marcuse came from the Frankfurt School in the 1930s, and he started this at Columbia University. Coming out of a Marxist belief of power dynamics, he believed that power struggles were not just the rich versus the poor, but also black versus white. And he wanted to expand the kind of conversation to also engage racial dynamics. Inherent in critical race theory is a belief that people are not individuals, they're members of tribes. Inherent in the idea of critical race theory is that there is no free speech or reason or scientific inquiry. These are white supremacist, Eurocentric constructs that have been put into the Western world. And the one that I think that is most prevalent, CRT believes racism is everywhere, that racism is the norm, that racism is within our systems, it's in our language, it's in our customs, it's in our codes, it's in all these sorts of things. Now, that's a super quick version of what CRT is, so happy to dive into that more, but I think we don't have to overcomplicate it, which is, do you think people should be judged based on the color of their skin?
It's not that I think that, but it's that it's happening. And you cannot ignore that I might not be treated the same as him as he walks through the door.
You're right, it is happening. Like at Coca-Cola, they say they need to train their employees to abolish whiteness. At AT&T, they said they would need to train their employees to get rid of whiteness. We have a supply and demand issue with racism in our country. Yeah. We have an incredibly low supply of racism.
I feel triggered. What's whiteness? What does that mean?
Not like it's not. I'm not saying like white people.
What does that mean?
I'm just saying like whiteness. I'm saying like
that hurts.
Okay, so like if a black guy is like acting white, like he's like doing everything correct in his life, and he's not following this culture. He's acting white, and
whiteness.
we need to get rid of that.
Woo! Yeah. That's bad. No.
An incredible demand to try to fulfill it. So we've created racism where it doesn't exist and try to turn everyone into mini racists against each other, which has now manifested itself into a massive anti-white movement in our country where I believe more than anything else we should care about character, not skin color. Do you agree with that?
It's not, I don't believe that you understand what I'm saying. It's not that I don't agree with not, I'm sorry. Oh, it's not that I don't agree with what you just said.
Nice.
But you have to realize that
she's around too many niggers.
Black people are like white people are not being hunted after. Y'all can come here and live a great freaking life. Alabama is a safe haven. The PhD fraternities and sororities are a safe haven
You
for white
think you're
people.
being hunted?
Let me tell. Okay, y'all can laugh, but until you have walked as a black person on this campus, y'all truly don't understand. And I have.
Well, then why be there?
These are just stories that you've heard from somebody else that they made up to keep the narrative going because they believe if I lie about this, it's still doing the right thing because they believe in this they believe in this culture of racism and stuff. So they say racism bad. That means if I lie about me having a time or embellish me something that I've done or a time that I've been into, and if I embellish that and make it like it was racist, then that's doing good because people will keep, you know what I'm saying, being aware of racism. So it's a lie. It's lies, bro. I'm telling you, I've been around it. It's lies, man.
Wow.
I've gone to school with white people my whole life.
I know.
I've gone.
So
but it's just.
I will end with this. You're not being hunted at the University of Alabama, and there is no boogeyman that's trying to get you.
And common sense says, if you're in an area that is dangerous, get out.
You're being.
Why are you there?
Yeah. Your life.
Why are you there? And you're wearing you're proud of the college that you go to. You're wearing it like. Yeah. But no, it's actually really not that great. Yeah. But you're what? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Common sense says you would leave if you felt like you were in real danger. Yeah. Right? Right? Crazy. Come on now, let's go.
It's not. You're making it seem.
You live in the least racist country in the history of the world.
You're in Alabama. You are literally in the place where it's not okay.
Yes, you mean the place that has given you more talking time than any other person here, and where they sit respectfully.
You're supposed to shut me down and be like, "Go sit down." I mean, of course I'm gonna talk to you.
That would have happened 100 years ago. You're right. 100 years ago, you might not have been allowed to come into this room, which would have been evil. No, instead, we are here. We're creating a movement to say we never want to go back to the segregation that once existed in this country that is now being pushed by people in corporate America, in academia, and other places. We want to strive for a country that cares about character and the soul and the spirit of the individual, not on tribes, not on the melanin content in people's skin. And I will say this as compassionately as I can, is that you are not being hunted as a black person in America. There is not a single statistic that affirms that. There's not a single data point. Instead, the opposite is true. We are the least racist, most accepting, multiracial country in the history of the planet, and I pray one day you'll be thankful to live in that country. Okay. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you.
Everybody.
CJ, come here. Really quick. I have a question. Come here. Go right there. Right there. So CJ, just really quick, you're a black person. Are you hunted at the university?
You know, I don't feel hunted at this university, but I guess the difference between me and some people here is that I don't choose to be a victim, Charlie, which I think is the biggest problem we have here today are people who wake up every single day looking for a reason to be oppressed, looking for a reason to cry and make an excuse about why they're not in a position to go win. I don't see the color of my skin as a disability. I see it as simply an accessory that I couldn't control. I've been black all my life. I've been black today, and I'm thriving here. I think that's a roll tide right there, right? I don't know.
And so CJ, let me ask you, CRT,
you better get it.
Racist?
It's not just racist. It's the exact iteration of white supremacy, just in reverse. I think it's important that we start teaching young people not to hate other people because of the color of their skin. We can teach black people to be proud of who they are without telling white people they should be ashamed of who they are. Yeah. You know?
Amen.
Amen.
So,
where you come from?
Closing thought, CJ. Is this trying to divide the country?
It's not only trying to divide the country, it's trying to break apart the foundation upon which it was built. You know, people forget the words of MLK, Rosa Parks, all those people who fought so hard for us to be united country, where we didn't see the color of one's skin, but their character. This is about taking us away from the vision and the dream of Martin Luther King and just taking us to the dream of Kamala Harris, and I don't want to live that dream.
Amen. CJ, you're a great American. Give it up for CJ, everybody. So good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So good. God bless you, man.
I love that.
Everybody, this was great tonight. I want to thank some of the disagreements. It was great as always. Everybody, Alabama's a great state. It truly is. And I just want to say, God.
Yep.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, man.
And
we
then for
Charlie.
him to bring up
Yeah.
a young black man and to speak on that on the flip side.
Yeah.
But if that ain't nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Like,
and if you're on the opposing side and you like, oh, he's just Uncle Tom, why do you excuse his lived experience over somebody else's and say that because this person, like y'all not doing us any good. Like it's crazy.
How is it at Uncle Tom in every case?
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah. You gotta get out of them echo chambers, bro.
That's wild. It is.
Yeah.
Try to see the other side's perspective from a non-emotional standpoint.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, the truth will be revealed to you, you know? Because it happened to us.
Yeah.
For real. We used to be on the other side. We used to feel these same things. Like, I went to a Black Lives Matter march. Like, but then you start understanding and following the truth, and you open your eyes and you see the reality for what it really is, you know? So we can only hope that that's what happens by doing these videos. So God bless y'all. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one.